Hashtag K-Chai tier with Graves and VNHAU, when green teas slap each other. Hashtag synopsis. On a reality TV show, a green tea female star called a top male celebrity late at night, waking me up and making it impossible for me to fall back asleep. Seeing my irritated complaint, she said bluntly, "Chunu, I only said a few little comforting words. I'm afraid of disturbing you. Why don't you sleep in the room next door?" I hugged my blanket and immediately agreed, then turned and went straight into the top male celebrity's room. The next day, she burst into the room and let out a piercing scream. Only because I was sound asleep in the top male celebrity's arms. Daikchu is in the ascending period of his career. No matter how much you like him, you shouldn't seduce him. I woke up groggily, turned my head, and kissed Jong Daikchu on the lips. I understand, because I'm also a genuine green tea. Sorry, but I kissed his lips first. The comments exploded. "Sister, you're not green tea at all. Jong Daikchu behind you is pretending to sleep, but is about to fly from joy." Hashtag the story. I was woken up in the middle of the night. Ko-Fi Fi was on the phone. She deliberately squeezed her voice, making it sound intimate. "My love, I heard you secretly went back to the jewelry store this afternoon. Tell me the truth, which sister did you buy a gift for? Or maybe for me, haha." I couldn't clearly hear what the person on the other end of the line was saying. Ko-Fi Fi turned her phone screen towards me, the light shining on my face. "Sister Nu? She's not asleep yet, haha, but Sister Nu looks a little tired, probably because she's not wearing makeup." The screen light stung my eyes, and my voice was full of annoyance from being woken up. "Are you up guarding the birds?" "I'm not asleep. I was woken up by your noise." Fi, are you wearing light makeup?" "Your face is pale like a ghost. I'm easily scared. Don't frighten me." Ko-Fi Fi's face turned pale, looking at the camera. Suddenly I realized. Oh, it seems like it's still being live-streamed. It's over. I couldn't restrain my temper. Sister Nu is so fierce. Wasn't she usually very gentle? It turns out it was all an act. Ho, R5 is heartbroken from being scolded. I assent that right. Even the gentlest person will get annoyed when woken up, and Ko-Fi calls people every night, and they're all men. Poor Jong Daikchu on the other end of the line. If you're bothered, just say so. Why be like that? The commenter above, I hope you meet a roommate like that later. Dying of laughter, who understands? Ko-Fi was just bragging that she's beautiful without makeup. Ko-Fi was like this on the very first night. Initially, I thought her personality was open, her words were frank, her voice was sweet, very cute. But after living together, I realized it was just a facade. Her voice was fake, and her personality was an act. She loved to make noisy calls every night and often tossed and turned in bed. Throughout the show's filming, I was exhausted and haggard. "It's late, don't disturb others, I'm hanging up." Ko-Fi's phone was still connected. The person on the other end had a calm voice. It turned out to be Jong Daikchu. Did Ko-Fi just call him my love? Ko-Fi was hung up on. She pursed her lips, looking sulky. "Sorry, Nu. I might be a bit careless. I usually don't pay attention to such small details. To avoid affecting your sleep, why don't you go sleep in the room next door?" The film crew also arranged it quite well. The room next door was a storage room. The environment was terrible. But the fans didn't know that. I scoffed, hugging my blanket. "Okay." Stepping out the door, I immediately went to find Jong Daikchu. I had to see why the person I kicked off the bed last month was now secretly intimate with another girl. Just before knocking, I suddenly remembered. There's a camera in every guest's room. Jong Daikchu is a top star. If I enter, Weibo will surely explode. I sat down on the sofa sadly. Do I really have to sleep in the storage room tonight? Just then, a message from Jong Daikchu arrived. "The well-built male model boy, Chunu, are you asleep?" Now he's even calling my full name. We had just argued a few days ago, and I didn't intend to reply. "The well-built male model boy, are you really not paying attention to me?" Dying of laughter, whoever pays attention to you is a dog. "Sister. You're angry. You haven't paid attention to me all this time while filming." "Sister, that little green tea girl called me and bothered you, but hearing you scold her was really satisfying. Sister, I've lost a little weight recently. Maybe I miss you too much and can't eat. Fortunately, my abs haven't disappeared. They're even more defined. Sister, it's been a month since you kicked me off the bed. Do you really not want me anymore? I clenched my phone tightly. This little green tea, he really knows how to seduce. I can imagine. He winks, clearly a cold type, but clings to me, rubbing against my neck and acting spoiled. Fortunately, there are cameras in the room, otherwise I really couldn't control myself. Sister, I've turned off the live stream in my room. You don't need to be shy. You can do anything you want to me. 3 minutes later, I stood outside Jong Daik-chu's room. The light wasn't on inside. He pulled me into a small corner, pressing my head close. You're so heartless. You haven't cared about me for so long. My hand slid from his collar to the hem of his shirt, easily slipping inside, caressing his firm muscles. Stop talking nonsense. Let me check first. Jong Daik-chu choked, looking inviting. So you only like my body, then let me serve you well. He slipped his hand under my knee, lifting me up princess style. Then he put me down on the bed, leaning over to cover me. No, we have to wake up early tomorrow for filming. Jong Daik-chu is full of energy every day. If he makes a fuss, I won't sleep tonight. He grabbed my ankle and pulled me down. He said one very seductive sentence, "It's late." Then he leaned down and kissed me. Jong Daik-chu knew his limits. He went for a cold shower. By the time he hugged me to keep warm, I was fast asleep. The next morning, I was woken up by the sound of a key in the lock. Good morning, babies. I heard Daik-chu wakes up early to exercise every day. Why isn't he up today? Is he being lazy? Ko-Fi burst in. Behind her were the live streaming equipment. As soon as I turned over, she saw me. Her pupils widened in surprise. Chunu, why are you here? Are you too? Ko-Fi screamed. I opened my sleepy eyes and saw a large live streaming device right in front of me. I had set an alarm for 6 o'clock, planning to secretly return to my room when it rang. Clearly, it wasn't 6 yet. Jong Daik-chu wrapped his arm around me in an extremely intimate position, his chin resting on the back of my head. What did I just see? No wonder Jong Daik-chu cut off the live stream last night. Heaven knows I've been secretly shipping their cold couple for a long time. I didn't expect it to be real. Can't deny, it feels pretty good, especially the position where Brother Jang wraps his arm from behind. Ko-Fi is so bold, stealing the key from the director team and rushing straight in, even though everyone on the live stream is definitely wearing clothes. Who wants someone else rushing into their room? Ko-Fi is truly a seductive sister, intentionally sticking close to Jong Daik-chu. At this point, Ko-Fi screamed again. Nu, Daik-chu is a top male celebrity after all. I know it's because you like him, but no matter how much you like him, you can't seduce him to ruin his career. I rubbed my eyes, yawned, and said leisurely, Fi, I admit it, my little brother is handsome and his body is perfect too. I understand you, because I'm also a genuine green tea. I turned my head and quickly kissed Jong Daik-chu on the lips. Ko-Fi's face turned pale. Sorry, but I kissed his lips first, and I also occupied his body first. I don't care, just scold me. But I didn't know that the comments on the screen were flooded with ultimate. You're not a regular green tea anymore, you're a premium one. Jong Daik-chu lying still pretending to sleep is also overjoyed. I looked directly at Ko-Fi and smiled. So what? She's truly a nuisance. Chunu, you're too despicable. Even if you two are dating, you're still on the show. Can't you control yourselves? Daik-chu is also dating but not saying anything and causing trouble together. She laughed, but must have been gritting her teeth. I pulled the blanket off the bed. Sorry, we're not dating. I just sleepwalked in the middle of the night and slept in the wrong room. I smiled sweetly. Fi, you won't be angry with me, will you? After all, you like Jong Daik-chu. Don't be jealous. I fiddled with my fingers and said in a spoiled voice, I really didn't mean it. After saying it, I almost threw up. Didn't mean it? Oh, Jong Daik-chu woke up. He tightly wrapped the blanket around himself, only his head exposed. His voice was cold. Sister, why do I feel like someone just touched my abs, both occupying and kissing me? Do you know who it is? He seriously asked me. Just woken up, one of his eyelids went from single to double. At this moment, he stared at me, looking like a poor little puppy. Sister knew, if you love him, just admit it frankly, it'll feel better. Why beat around the bush? Ko-Fi hesitated, wanting to incite the audience again. I shrugged. Heaven and earth bear witness, we are just pure friends. Fi, didn't you claim to have a lot of chemistry with friends? Don't you have many of these kinds of pure friendships? Pure friendship or lip-to-lip friendship, new clarify. Dying of laughter, who said the show was boring, these arguments are too interesting. Emphasizing many kinds of pure friendships. I smell drama. Wasn't Chunu always elegant and calm? Is she going crazy, sleeping with the top male celebrity, ruining her career, unfollowing Dot? Don't touch my Jong Daik-chu. Chunu, if you're itchy, slap yourself, I can lend you a slipper. Yuri addicted to making things up. Put a slipper in your mouth to shut up. The two of them are clearly dating and playing with emotions, and Ko-Fi is too rude, unlocking the door without permission. Jong Daik-chu is overjoyed, hugging her so tightly, waking up and immediately wrapping the blanket so others can't see. Due to the morning farce, the hot search exploded. On one side, the manga CP of me and Jong Daik-chu was celebrated like Tet. On the other side, the scolding war was chaotic. More than half were scolding Ko-Fi. 40% were scolding me, I just laughed, I can handle being lightly scolded. There was still a crowd of individual fans and CP fans clashing with each other. All three sides had people being scolded. The show suddenly achieved unprecedented attention. The director immediately pushed up the schedule. This is an adventure show, with 4 men and 4 women. We live on a small island. Today's mission is to kayak across the river to catch fish. There are only 2 kayaks, 8 people are free to split into teams. Daik-chu, Tangon, Toon Gang, let's the 4 of us team up, I'm afraid of water, you guys have to protect me. Haha, just kidding. Ko-Fi suggested while helping Jong Daik-chu tie his life jacket. That's great, besides her, they are all men. Jong Daik-chu glanced at me, and before Ko-Fi could touch him, he quickly finished putting on his life jacket. The 2 kayaks need a balance of men and women, let me switch to another woman. Tong Tangon immediately walked towards me, clasping his hands and begging. Sister Nu, help us out, Jong Daik-chu is missing a sister next to him. No, why don't you ask someone else? I turned to look. The other 2 couples were neatly lined up, only I was left over. Looking at Jong Daik-chu, he crossed his arms, looking at me leisurely. His fingers slightly curled, his eyebrows slightly raised. The meaning was obvious. Except for the secretly seductive look. Well then, I'll go. It's just that Ko-Fi next to him kept muttering, Daik-chu, are you listening to me? I can't hear what you're saying, she's here. Jang Daik-chu with the expression, she's here, I want to kiss. It's like this is a dating show, not an adventure show, but I love shipping this manga couple, naturally sweet, and the CP name also feels good. What feeling? I think it should be called Din Fong Peak, both crazy and wild. I won't say who's weak, but my idols are already lying next to each other, while your CP can't even share a frame. My idols are giving out crazy sweet candy, and your fans can't avoid being hurt, ha ha ha. Ko-Fi, stop being so dramatic, you, afraid of water. I'm a man. Let me say it again, I'm a man. Everything was ready. Men at the front and back, women in the middle. Jong Daik-chu sat in front to lead the way, I obediently sat right behind him. As soon as the kayak left the shore, Ko-Fi screamed from behind me. So exciting. You husbands keep paddling, I'll be in charge of looking pretty on the boat, and Sister Nu, just sit quietly. As soon as the sentence was finished, the whole team was stunned. Jong Daik-chu and Don Toon Gang at the back of the boat immediately stopped paddling. Keep paddling, why did you stop? Haha. Ko-Fi looked embarrassed. I'm not your husband. What's wrong with you? Is there someone blind on the boat who would be your husband? Jong Daik-chu sat cross-legged, his hands resting on his knees. The boat stopped. He replied seriously and coldly, with a natural ease. I couldn't help but laugh. Such a cold joke, and Don Toon Gang even agreed. Ko-Fi Fi looked at Jong Daik-chu, then at Don Toon Gang, and finally turned to look at me in confusion. I immediately understood, wrapped my arms around Jong Daik-chu from behind. My dear husband, say something, I'm so scared. Jong Daik-chu stiffened, his hands left his knees, his body slightly leaned back. He patted my hand lightly and took the paddle. Then let's go quickly. Jong Daik-chu turned his back to me, continuing to paddle strongly, every tendon on his arm bulging. The corner of his mouth curled up, unable to be hidden. Someone's voice is extremely calm, but in his heart, he's excited like he's flying. The secretly happy boy is satisfied again. Rare image of the cold conqueror's smile is left. Paddling to the middle of the river. The wind was a bit stronger, and the water was deeper. Ko-Fi Fi started again. I'm so scared. What should I do? Will we fall? Oh my god, it looks so deep. While screaming, she flailed around frantically. Sister Nu, you don't look scared. Let me go over and hug Daik-chu. You don't need him right now anyway. To make it easier for Jong Daik-chu to paddle, I only gently held the hem of his shirt. Sister Nu, please, you two aren't dating anyway. Her voice trembled. She stood up, intending to force me to give up my seat to her. What are you doing? Sit still, you won't fall. Can you not rock the boat? Ko-Fi Fi ignored everything, causing the boat to lose balance. The entire boat tilted sharply, and all four of us fell into the water. Are you okay, sister? Jong Daik-chu quickly found me. I'm fine, I know how to swim. What about them? Save me, gulp gulp. Quickly save me, gulp gulp. Toon Gang, gulp gulp. Daik-chu. Ko-Fi Fi flailed and called everyone's names, but Jong Daik-chu was with me. Don Toon Gang shouted and was pulled up and hugged by the rescue team. Is he okay? He's fine, he knows how to swim. As for Gulp Gulp Fi, she truly didn't know how to swim. She was pulled up by the rescue team in a pathetic state and finally quieted down. A team with someone like her is truly not easy. Thank you to the other three for their efforts. Dying of laughter with Don Toon Gang, seeing the boat flip, he initially surfaced, but as soon as he heard her call his name, he pretended to struggle twice and ran straight towards the rescue team, leaning against their arms. Ko-Fi Fi, you're bold. I ask you why you're so bold. Do you think this is a bar to mess around like a disco dance? But seeing her obediently in the arms of the rescue team also makes me feel a little sorry for her. The commenter above, Ko-Fi Fi is your wife. Feel sorry for her if you want. Manga is holding hands, I'm obsessed. I originally only intended to raise my hand to tell Jong Daik-chu not to hug me anymore. Somehow he misunderstood, immediately grabbed my hand, intertwining our 10 fingers tightly. His soaking wet hair was flowing with water, which he gathered behind his head. His skin was pale, water glistening on his cheeks, then rolling down his neck as he tilted his head to toss the water back. Perhaps the fans will add emotional background music to this scene again. Sister, are you cold? Let me hug you to keep you warm. Shut up, even if your mic is off. Your fans can read your lips. Jong Daik-chu reluctantly shut up. He raised my arm and placed it around his neck. Sister, I'm cold, have pity on me. This green tea acting genius is truly spot on. I felt an itch, wrapping my arms around his neck. Jong Daik-chu slightly raised his head, his Adam's apple smoothly slid up and down. His fair neck, each breath rising and falling before my eyes. Pale and sensual. He swallowed a few times, his voice slightly hoarse. Sister, stop rubbing, it tickles. Where does it tickle, clarify? Jong Daik-chu, don't be excessive. Your mic is off, but Nu's mic is still on, you two are too close. Little brother, what year were you born? How can you look like this yet? We finally reached the other side. Because no one helped her, Ko-Fi Fi was still in a state of panic, her face pale. The others quickly started catching fish. Sisterin, wrong. Because of the refraction of the water, you need to spear the fish slightly upwards. You missed it. Leave it to me. I'll use my strength to spear it for you. Sisterin is the oldest in the group, has won many film awards, a true industry veteran. Sisterin threw the fish spear on the ground. Fine, my eyes are blurry and I can't see clearly anymore. I was bad at this subject in school, you do it. Sisterin, didn't you study at the Capital Film Academy? Top 3 nationwide, so it's only that good. Jong Daik-chu immediately dared to turn on his mic to tease. It sounds like you didn't graduate from there. Sisterin replied. Ko Fai's face darkened. Recently, she had been exposed for her academic background. Her degree was only from a mediocre school. But at this moment, she still didn't realize what was wrong. Only when everyone else had 2 fish and she hadn't caught any did she finally realize everyone was teasing her. I laughed so hard I almost fell. Fai, if you don't have fish to eat, I'll ask Jong Daik-chu to share 2 with you. Ko Fai was about to pout. Jong Daik-chu was cold-faced, offering the fish. He was cold for 2 seconds, then he smiled. Yours is mine, since you've spoken, I'll give her 2 Fai. Dying of laughter, the green tea tried to beg for fish, but Jong Daik-chu was reluctant. Sister told him to give a gift to the green tea. Oh wait, but his things are hers. Hee. If these 2 aren't dating, I won't believe it. Who wouldn't admit it after being kissed like that, right? Hong Daik-chu and Hong Nu. The commenter above is a fake fan, aren't they? Their names are Jong and Chu. The screen was flooded with comments. Every month lately has had drama. Finally, November is the turn of these 2 to be on hot search with the name Hong. I quickly glanced at the continuously moving comment screen. I'll say it again, we're not dating, it was just sleepwalking. What's wrong with friends sleeping together? What if we accidentally kissed? I was a bit impulsive that day, purely a pure friendship. Before I could finish, Jong Daik-chu pulled me out of the camera's range. He took off his mic, then took off mine. Not dating? Sister, it's so clear between us, how can people not believe it? He tilted his head, his long eyelashes slightly lowered, as if questioning me. Don't forget, since the day we argued, we still haven't made up. Huh? Did you think that night when I came to find you during the live stream, it meant we made up? Jong Daik-chu looked at me coldly, his voice accusatory. You kissed me, and you touched me. I only kissed you, it doesn't mean I forgave you. Jong Daik-chu looked up at my serious expression, then looked down, his face pitiful. Then, I'm sorry, next time I'll be gentler. I slapped his cheek. Little green tea, what did you say? Jang Daik-chu held my hand, gently kneading it. Does your hand hurt, sister? What kind of lotion do you use that hitting me doesn't hurt, only smells good? He blinked, no longer having any cold image. This guy was born to be teased. What are they talking about? Where is the lip-reading army? He was hit, but still holding her hand. Knowing this guy's personality, he's probably enjoying it. Chu knew, your college entrance goal was Jong Daik-chu, right? You must pass him. Stop changing the subject. Do you really not know what I'm angry about? You know what my family is like, it's not time to go public yet. As a result, you secretly showed off the couple ring, and even wanted to secretly put it on my neck. Luckily I found out, and you even argued, then cried as if I was the one forcing a good man. My family strongly objected to me entering showbiz, so I ran away to Beijing. Only later did I gradually enter the entertainment industry, and my family tentatively accepted it. They allowed me to build a gentle image, but forbade me from having kissing scenes or romantic scandals. When the time comes, I have to go back to get married anyway. They resolutely oppose me dating someone in the industry. Jong Daik-chu looked at me seriously. Sister, we can face all of these things together. I'm very confident. I pressed my finger against his chest. I know you're confident. But I'm mad because you didn't discuss it with me first. If you dare to make a decision on your own again, don't blame me for dealing with you after, ahem. Jang Daik-chu leaned down close, whispering. You definitely won't be able to, after all, I take care of you very thoroughly. I pointed my finger in warning. Try saying that again? Okay, I won't say it anymore. But, sister, it seems like we've been forced to go public. I know that. I've blocked all news from my family these days, but I'm sure things have exploded at home. You don't understand. Keeping a serious facade for so long, I also want to rebel a bit. Besides, as long as I don't acknowledge the relationship and pretend to be a green tea, it will definitely make Ko Fai furious. Jong Daik-chu laughed. I'm your tool again? I tilted my head and smiled. Always, honey. After eating the fish, we went back to rest. Ko-Fi hugged my arm. Nu, let's go to sleep together. But you're too noisy. Fine, I'll go sleep in the room next door. Ko-Fi looked a little awkward. I stretched. I hope I don't sleepwalk tonight, otherwise I'll bother Jong Daik-chu again. She blinked. Why don't I go to the room next door, and you sleep in our room? Oh dear, no way. I pulled Ko-Fi into the room next door. Look, this storage room is so messy, you definitely won't be able to sleep. Ko-Fi glanced at the messy storage room, very understanding. It's okay, you slept there once. Today let me sleep, one time each. I thought the room next door was a bedroom. Who knew it was a storage room? Ko-Fi was truly excessive last night. She's not also planning to pretend to sleepwalk and go to Jong Daik-chu, is she? I swear. If it were me, I'd also want to lie close to Jong Daik-chu's firm muscles and take a whiff. Please, lend me Jong Daik-chu for one night. Let me live in a villa, buy a supercar. I generously agreed. Okay. In the evening, I locked the bedroom door from the inside and messaged Jong Daik-chu, remember to lock the door carefully. Boys also have to protect themselves. Got it, I'm a man. Am I afraid of her? Excellent. Hee. The result of locking the door was that Ko-Fi actually slept one night in the storage room. The next morning, she had dark circles under her eyes, looking extremely tired. But before she could complain, we had to move on to the next segment. During breakfast, the lights in the restaurant suddenly went out. The show organizers announced over the loudspeaker, because we took fish without permission yesterday, the islanders are very angry. We can only escape from the restaurant to find food. The restaurant immediately turned into a haunted house. The group was separated. I grabbed a duck leg and stuffed it into my mouth and started the activity alone. The single-line activity was quite simple, just overcome the challenges and collect clues by yourself. The first person to get out will receive extra clues, and the last person will not receive any. The path was very dark, with dry bloodstains and skulls on the walls. Creepy music played. A black, shadowy figure suddenly fell from above, making a hum sound and approaching me. The dry grass suit rustled as it moved. You, chewing loudly, don't come any closer, my hands. Chewing loudly, are all greasy, I'll smear it all over you. The ghost. Then it quietly walked away. I'm actually not very afraid of ghosts, but the gloomy atmosphere gave me goosebumps. A ghost pressed me into a corner. I helplessly raised my hands. Mr. Ghost, do you have any wet wipes? The ghost inside the suit pulled out a pack of wet wipes. I collected 5 clues and finally reached the gathering point with difficulty. I thought I would be close to last place. Surprisingly, I was in second place. The first person was Jong Daik-chu. Seeing me come out, he immediately approached. Leaning close to me, sister, I'm so scared. He wore the hood of his jacket, his whole body huddled inside. Jong Daik-chu pulled his zipper down, almost hugging me. Can you hug me? There was a ghost inside, both black and ugly. It scared me to death. I raised his chin with my hand, examining him closely. You said you're scared? Then why are you the first one out? I said I was very scared, so I ran very fast. Do you believe me? Then you probably didn't find many clues. The next group activity, I was planning to go with you, but let's skip it. No. Save me. Daik-chu, save me. A white donkey suddenly rushed out, jumping straight at Jong Daik-chu. He couldn't dodge in time, and his chin was painfully bumped. I frowned. Where did this donkey come from to bump into people randomly? The atmosphere was silent for a few seconds. Someone weakly spoke up in protest. I'm a bunny, okay? It turns out it was Ko-Fi, so the ears on her coat weren't donkey ears, but bunny ears. I'm a bun New York, okay? I pulled Ko-Fi away, snuggling into Jong Daik-chu's arms. Little brother, I'm scared too. Can you protect me? I'll protect you, and you'll reward me with a sweet kiss. I wrapped my arms around him, gently kissing his neck. The haunted house was dark, but I could still vaguely see Jong Daik-chu's face blushing up to his ears. Sister, I'm hot. It's over, I forgot that this guy is like taking an aphrodisiac when kissed. I fanned him with my hand, but accidentally slapped his face. He looked at me doubtfully. Sorry, an accident? Are you sober now? Jong Daik-chu blankly shook his head. No, unless you kiss me again. No way. Ko-Fi was so anxious she wanted to rush over. You two aren't friends? What's wrong with close friends kissing? What does it have to do with you? Jong Daik-chu and I said in unison. Ko-Fi wanted to squeeze in and separate us, looking like she was about to go crazy with jealousy. I glanced at Jong Daik-chu. I decisively pulled his shirt up to cover the camera, then grabbed his collar and pulled him down to kiss him. I kissed him with passionate lips. Ko-Fi watched with wide eyes. Jong Daik-chu opened his mouth, letting me torment him to my heart's content. I'll say it again. It's just friendship. What's wrong with a kiss? What does it prove? The reason you two can't kiss isn't because he doesn't consider you a friend, Fi. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to tell the truth. You don't mind, haha. Ko-Fi was so provoked that she burst into tears. Kissed? Really kissed? Unbelievable. Watched it 3 times. Where did this show buy the rights? Truly a strong hit in November. Brother Chu's face is red now. Thought I was already happy. Who knew these people wanted to go to heaven. Brother Daik-chu is acting innocent, passing the challenge quickly, collecting many clues, but now standing next to Chu-nu and acting shy. Damn, little green tea, I want to remove your battery. Who said this show wasn't good? This show is too amazing. Jong Daik-chu and I quietly wiped our mouths. 3 more people came out in succession. We split into groups of 4. I chose Jong Daik-chu. There are 2 more people to choose. Although Ko-Fi didn't come out late because she was too scared, she only got 1 clue. Even though she's very good at acting, I also quite like adding some flavor to the show. Tan-gon, let's go together. Tan-gon raised both hands. No need, Fi. I discussed it with Tu-Y. I'm going with her. Tan-gon and Lak Tu-Y are a side couple in a movie. But Tu-Y seems to be in last place. You're quite high up. Going with her isn't very advantageous. Ko-Fi was attacked by me and turned to attack the easily bullied person. Tong Tan-gon, you come to our side. Jong Daik-chu put his hand on my shoulder, saying. Ko-Fi put on an innocent, weak expression again. Meanwhile, Lak Tu-Y looked a little embarrassed, afraid of dragging the team down. She voluntarily withdrew. Just then, the only light went out, and the surroundings were filled with smoke and the shadows of ghosts. The loudspeaker sounded a warning, asking us to form groups within 3 seconds. Lak Tu-Y held her head and squatted down in fear. Ko-Fi's face turned pale, panicking and looking for someone to cling to. After 3 seconds, I held Lak Tu-Y in my arms. Her eyes widened in panic, looking at me. My heart suddenly softened. Ko-Fi, who wanted to find an excuse to touch the boys, ended up being left alone in the middle of the road. The show organizers didn't give anyone time to react. The barrier gate between us fell, separating everyone. Tu-Y, what perfume are you wearing? It smells so good. Sister Nunu, it's just my fabric softener. Sister, your lipstick is smudged. Let me wipe it for you. Chu-nu, aren't you going to return Tu-Y to Tong Dam-gon? Jong Daik-chu said in a calm voice. Tong Dam-gon smiled awkwardly, pulled Lak Tu-Y out of my arms and held her hand. My pupils slightly widened in surprise. Jong Daik-chu also took my hand, squeezing his fingers in between, intertwining his hand with mine decisively. Sister, don't look at them anymore, you have one too. That's right, your lipstick is smudged. Let me help you wipe it. I gently punched him. Why are you so close to me? Aren't you scared? No. Then I'm scared. I want to stick close to you. Damn it, you're wearing a mic. Jong Daik-chu patted the mic. This mic works too well. I feel like I was just hit in the head. My mood is very complicated right now. I want to be born to them. You two already kissed. What are you embarrassed about with mere words? The headline, I'm coming into the world. Chu-nu is so fake. Her previous gentleness and elegance were just a gimmick. This time it's just a trick to get attention. Ko-Fi only spoke frankly a little. Does she need to overreact? Hello there. You were so busy scolding Ko-Fi that you forgot to scold me. Ko-Fi is both T and has low EQ. Next life I vow to be a rotating octopus and slap you. Ko-Fi is overacting. Tu-Y is the truly sweet girl. I suspect Jong Daik-chu was jealous just now because Chu Nu hugged the other girl and he was a bit excited. We finally completed all the challenges and were rewarded with an 8-course meal with 1 soup. Ko-Fi Fi's group only got 1 bowl of white rice each because they spent the whole journey screaming. Each member used their belongings to exchange for some food, but Ko-Fi Fi intended to freeload. Lak-Tu, why was a bit slow to understand, asking in surprise, are you planning to freeload? Ko-Fi Fi's face was a little embarrassed. Oh dear. The things the sisters were given were just small toys. The next episode of the show will invite a special guest, then I'll ask someone, and give you a female lead role. I looked at the limited edition earrings given by a famous foreign designer from Sisterin and found it funny. Small toys? The next episode's filming arrived. The show invited 2 special guests, Duong Vu and Fo Vin Han. They were a couple. After their divorce, Fo Vin Han quickly fell for Duong Vu, a famous socialite. Since they arrived, this adventure show suddenly resembled a dating show more than a survival challenge program. That evening, when we ate together, there was a plate of caviar on the table. I heard the chef who made this dish studied abroad. He is the personal chef of Mr. Vin Han, someone shared. Fo Vin Han leaned back in his chair, rubbing his temple with his index finger. Tu Vu particularly likes this dish. Anyone who doesn't know how to eat it can ask her to teach you. Duong Vu crossed her legs elegantly, sat up straight, and gently held the caviar plate. This is a unique way to eat it. We use a small wooden spoon, place it where needed, and then gently take a bite. She gently tasted it with the tip of her tongue, leaving a few grains on her lips. Use the tip of your tongue to push it against the roof of your mouth, gently pop the egg grains, to feel the fresh, sweet taste. Before she could finish, Jong Daik-chu took a big bite of the caviar. Fo Vin Han sneered. Tu Vu's way of eating is even praised by the etiquette teacher. Anyway, little boys don't need to learn, but remember to guide your girlfriend later. His eyes swept over me. Paparazzi nowadays are doing a poor job, aren't they? Jong Daik-chu tilted his head, his long finger gently tapping the table. Mr. Vin Han, are you planning to have children recently? What do you mean? Jong Daik-chu just smiled, not saying anything more, but his smile was full of hidden meaning. I also took a bite of caviar. Oh dear, whoever values something too much, it's often because they didn't know it before but pretended to, and then had to learn it again properly. Otherwise, why bother so much? As soon as I finished, Fo Vin Han's face changed. The level of coordination between this married couple is too perfect, like they're acting out a play. Subtle comment. Wants to have children soon. Crass comment. The smell of wanting to be an old father is too strong. Duong Vu really agrees every day. Sister Nu's sentence is great. Whoever stares at others is only exposing themselves. Mr. Vin Han, Sister Nu is just being blunt. Can you watch me eat it the right way? Ko-Fi Fi immediately moved closer, deliberately trying to please Fo Vin Han. Mr. Vin Han, my boss, General Director Nam, recently invested in a project. I heard it also has some connection with you. Why don't I invite her here, and we can have a drink together? General Director Nam? Okay. Fo Vin Han twirled the ring on his finger, acting pretentious. I tilted my head and asked, Ko-Fi Fi, are you that famous? Your boss is so busy, yet she lets you call her like this. It seems Ko-Fi Fi thought she had found a backer, so she spoke without any regard for me. Sister Nu, my boss treats me very well. You wouldn't know because you haven't experienced it. I guess you usually haven't even met your boss, have you? I am my own boss. Who do I need to meet? That's true. You haven't even signed a contract with any company yet. I swear I didn't mean any sarcasm. I was just a bit curious. My aunt, General Director Nam, is always busy with 100 things. Since when did she listen to a small artist in the company? Ko-Fi Fi dialed the number. From the other end of the line, I clearly heard my aunt's voice. Hello, who is this? This is Ko-Fi Fi, General Director Nam. Didn't you save my name? Oh, Ko-Fi Fi. Vaguely remember the name. What's up? Well, I'm in Beijing filming a show, and Mr. Vin Han is also eating with us. Would you like to come join us for a bit so we can talk more? It seemed my aunt was busy. Is that General Director Fo? Please send him my regards. I can't make it to the party, but my niece is also in Beijing participating in the show. I'll call her and tell her to come over. With that, my aunt hung up immediately. Fo Vinhan sneered. Humph, only sending a naive girl to entertain me. General Director Nam's niece is also a celebrity. I wonder who it is? Being rejected, Ko-Fi Fi was awkward, mumbling to herself. Under the table, Jong Daik-chu secretly held my hand, leaning close to my ear to whisper, "Our little Chu is not some naive girl." To lighten the mood, the show organizers arranged some small games and even brought out a few bottles of champagne. I understood, this show was clearly paid for by Fo Vinhan just to show off with his young wife. At this moment, having lost the big adventure game, Fo Vinhan and I had to reenact various scenarios and had to reproduce the scene of the opponent. Fo Vinhan naturally chose Duongvu as his co-star. My eyes scanned the male guests. Jong Daik-chu's eyes were full of eagerness. His face seemed to clearly write the phrase, "Choose me, choose me." I smiled, pointing to each person in turn. You, and you, I want all of you." Jang Daik-chu's face immediately darkened. Fo Vinhan and Duong Vu began to act out the scene of the domineering CEO and his sweet little secretary. Finally, they even ended with a sweet kiss, full of classic romantic clichés. This play is truly one of a kind. Mr. Vinhan really is obsessively in love with her. Everyone burst into laughter. Fo Vinhan was proud that no one played the role of a domineering CEO better than him. Jong Daik-chu had now changed into a white shirt and smart trousers. I lightly patted his butt. "Quite firm, aren't you?" Everyone's eyes widened in surprise. Jong Daik-chu's face immediately flushed red. "Little Don, come here, have a drink with me." Don Toon-gang cautiously sat down next to me. I reached out and hugged him. "Don, you seem to be working hard lately?" "Yes. Want a reward, Jong Daik-chu silently walked over, slamming his glass on the table. "Boss, we're out of wine. If we're out, go pour more. The reserve stock is also out." "Has." I gently nudged his suit pants with the tip of my high-heeled shoe. "Come here, kneel down." He obediently knelt down, looking at me with stubborn eyes, the corners of his eyes slightly red, his eyelashes subtly fluttering. "Boss, do you like someone else now?" That pitiful look again. I pinched his chin. "Where's the wine? Did you secretly drink it?" "Yes." "What are you planning to do?" "Want a promotion." This kid, he knows how to take advantage of the situation, doesn't he? I grabbed his tie, pulling him closer. Jong Daik-chu breathed heavily, his Adam's apple subtly bobbing, his gaze gradually shifting from my eyes to my lips. The feeling of possessiveness increased little by little. "Good boy." I leaned down and kissed him. No one could have expected me to actually kiss him, including Jong Daik-chu. He froze for a moment, then knelt on one knee, reaching up to cup the back of my head, and kissed me back softly.